Good morning, it's Terry.
And Tim.
And we'd like to welcome you to our first video series of 2019. And our first video is going to be a series about self-love and self-awareness. And we are right here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, out in the woods. As you can see, we got the mountain view back behind us. And this is a really good place to come and find self-awareness. And so that's kind of how we're going to start. Some tips on how to become self-aware and how to love yourself just the way you are. What do you think, Tim?
Well, what I think is a lot of us struggle with self-love and taking care of ourselves. We're very quick to do it for others, but for ourselves, we tend to lack in that. And Terry and I are going to do our best to bring mindfulness back to that we are the temple, we are the vessel, and it's great to be of service to others, but it's also really nice to come back to ourselves too, in meditation and prayer, and of a self-inventory, sort of say. So Terry, we see it so much, don't we?
Yes.
Terry's a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a counselor, mental health and addiction, and we see it time and time again. But we also see when people get well and start investing in themselves and start learning how to love themselves, we also see the tremendous and drastic changes in that.
Yeah, and it's really just about taking the time out of your busy schedule and busy life to just take time for yourself in a quiet place where there's no distractions, where there's no comparisons. And if you look around in nature, everything's just got this equal balance. You don't see chaos and animals killing each other and fighting over things and trying to better each other. It's just very simple. And we encourage you this week to find a place to go where there's some peacefulness and alone time, and feel comfortable just being alone with yourself and taking that time to just reflect on, you know, the beauty of this life that we have, and separate yourself from all the things that tend to build up and challenge that thinking and help, you know, make us think that, you know, we're not good enough and we're not doing as well and we don't have this or we don't look a certain way. And we just challenge you to go find a peaceful, quiet place in nature and just get back to that simple grace of just being who you are, and get in tune with what's around you. And the nature is a great place to do that, I think, too. Don't you?
It's a phenomenal place. I mean, look at this. Everything's being authentic to itself. It's allowing itself to be exactly what it is and not what it isn't. And I, you know, if you really think about it, why do we feel so good when we take a walk? Why do we feel so good when we rent some place in the mountains, something like this, or we go to the seashore, or we go to the country with open fields? You know, we need to start changing the conversation. There's a reason for why we feel the way we feel when we do these things for ourselves, and when we self-care, you know, for ourselves instead of self-medicating. That's synthetic. There's nothing synthetic about this whatsoever, and I think it's just opportunity to come home. You know, man's created world, sort of say, and all the creative things just remove us from our authenticity. There's nothing to remove you from here except exactly what it is. It's absolutely magnificent. It's beautiful, and we're going to try to help you guys come home. Come back to the temple. Come back home to the vessel. You've been servicing others maybe just a little too much, where it's become unhealthy for you, and so we're looking forward to it. It's the beginning of a new year, a new life, a new day. Everything what we do is now. Everything is now, isn't it?
Yes. So we challenge you to find your quiet place and enjoy life, and we think it's great because we know that you are
so worth it. Check this out. I mean, look at that.